Since the Million Trees NYC initiative was completed in 2015, street tree maintenance efforts across the 5 boroughs are more important than ever before. Through my internship at Fort Totten in Bayside, Queens, New York, I was able to dig deep into how care is enacted in the urban environment. At the New York City Urban Field Station, I was able to research, discover, and learn about a specific type of care involving street trees, which is referred to as stewardship. Stewardship is a particular type of care that involves responsibly using, aiding, and protecting the natural environment through conservation and sustainable practices. So, what are these practices?
Hi, my name is Alicia Gonzalez, and I'm a graduating senior at Queens College. I double major in environmental studies and urban studies, and today I'll be talking about stewardship practices, which help trees like this grow and prosper to serve our urban environment.
In a bustling urban environment like New York City, street tree beds are frequently subjected to pollution and colonized by spontaneous vegetation, most of which are generally considered weeds. Combine that with noise pollution, dog blessings, and foot traffic, and you have a recipe for overcompacted soil that is unable to provide drainage and adequate nutrients to the tree itself. According to Leslie McIntyre from New York City Park Stewardship, restoring a tree's soil to a healthier state requires stewardship practices like trash and waste removal, weeding, and mulching.
If we weren't doing this, it's not like every tree that we didn't work on would die, but they're probably going to grow a lot faster because they're getting this care, which means that the bigger they get, the more ecological services they're able to provide. You know, the more shade they provide, the more pollution management, the more stormwater management. So the faster we get these trees nice and big and creating big canopies, the better off we're going to be.
As important waste removal, weeding, and mulching is, Leslie also points out how important it is for volunteers to try and identify certain types of plants to keep in the tree bed.
Point out that it did look like someone was trying to take care of this tree bed at one point. This thing here is a planted flower, so we're not going to pull this up. As we're doing this, if any of you have any questions about not being sure whether something was intentionally planted or whether it's a weed, please just ask me. We really actually love it when people plant things in the tree beds. We love it when people take it upon themselves to take care of the trees in their neighborhood or in front of their businesses.
Other important plants, like clover, are beneficial to street trees because they naturally regulate the amount of nitrogen in a bed of soil. Even weeds can be beneficial to a certain degree.
Normally what I find is that trees that have a lot of weeds actually do tend to have better soil. It's not usually very compacted, probably because of the weeds.
But is it realistic to teach volunteers which type of plants and weeds need to stay in a tree bed? The answer isn't exactly simple, according to Jason Stein of Super Stewards.
We sort of take it for granted of like, oh, you just pull it all out, kill it all, but then we're like, now put other things in its place, and so that's what we'll do. We'll rip out everything in the tree bed, and then we'll put other plants in. We're in this strange position of ripping some things out of the ground only to put other things back in, and can we have a more nuanced way of doing that? Like specifically the context of why I talk about this with stewards is because I don't want them ripping out gardens. So because a lot of street trees, locals have put garden installations in them, and maybe they've let it go for a season, and so now weeds have come up. And I think every street tree steward has had some experience of like the little old lady comes running out of the house saying, "What are you doing to my plants?" Put them back in. So in order for super stewards to have a subtler distinction, I'll do an exercise with them where I'll say, tell me which plants were quote unquote meant to be there, which plants did someone actually put in? Because you know,
Really?
because like we could take for granted that like our eyes can see the weeds. We're like, yes, I've seen shepherd's purse a million times, but a steward, we can't make that assumption. It's
Right.
that may look the same as a more quote unquote desirable plant.
Bill Schmidt of Green and Greenpoint has explored the benefits of adding different vegetation in street tree beds, like daikon radishes.
The thing that was surprised with radish was the aesthetics. The leaves look pretty nice. It doesn't look like a weed. It does flower. You can. I wouldn't recommend it, but by visually inspecting, you can tell that it's far less compacted.
At the end of the day, the standard stewardship practices are efficient enough to give young trees the push they need to survive in the urban environment. The true purpose of stewardship is to get people involved in their communities and learn about the world around them. Ultimately, the lives of street trees are dependent upon the community itself.
When I take volunteers out, if I see something that I know is a weed, but like I also know it to be like a native plant that flowers or something, like a goldenrod or snake root or something like that, you know, if it were working in their own neighborhood in particular, I'll be like, well, you know, this is your neighborhood, guys. Like, so I'm not going to really tell you how to manage the aesthetics. I will tell you that this is a native plant. You know, it like has some good features. You know, if it was me, I would probably leave it in. Same thing with like clover or that kind of thing.
Right.
You know, if I see clover in the tree bed, I kind of put it to them.
The role of volunteers is essential when it comes to prolonging tree life in New York City because the more educated New Yorkers are about the urban environment, the easier it is to inspire people to be the change they want to see in their world. For more information about stewardship opportunities, please visit the NYC Parks website at nycgovparks.org. For more information about the Urban Field Station, please visit nrs.fs.fed.us/NYC. While you're at it, check out the Science of the Living City page.